Welcome to the January 2024 edition of the GECF Monthly Gas Market Report. We would like to present a short overview of the main highlights of the report, which include the major developments in the gas market during the last month. Global GDP growth for 2023 was estimated at 2.7% by Oxford Economics. In the US, GDP growth was estimated at 2.5%, while in the euro area, GDP growth was estimated at 0.5%. Looking forward to 2024, the global economy is anticipated to experience a further slowdown, with global GDP growth projected at 2.3% by Oxford Economics. Inflation is also expected to continue its downward trend in 2024, though at a slower pace, with global inflation forecasted to decrease to 4.1%. In December 2023, gas consumption in the EU reverted to a negative trend after 2 consecutive months of growth. This decline amounted to 14% year-on-year, totaling 35 BCM. The reduction in gas consumption can be attributed to milder than normal temperatures across Europe, resulting in decreased heating demand in the residential sector. Additionally, the holiday period led to reduced gas consumption in the industrial sector. Moreover, increased output from renewable and nuclear energy sources compensated for a decrease in natural gas use in the power generation sector. Gas-based electricity production in the EU decreased by 18% year-on-year, while total electricity production rose by 1% year-on-year, amounting to 228 terawatt-hours. In December 2023, the US witnessed a 6% year-on-year decrease in gas consumption, reaching 89 BCM. The significant drop in the residential sector can be attributed to the mild weather, which reduced gas consumption by 17% to reach 20 BCM. However, the industrial and power generation sectors registered increases in gas consumption, with 2.5% and 4.5% year-on-year growth, respectively. In November 2023, China's apparent gas demand, encompassing pipeline imports, LNG imports and domestic production, rose by 5.7% compared to the previous year, reaching 35 BCM. This increase in natural gas consumption is linked to the revival of economic activities following the relaxation of stringent COVID-19 lockdown restrictions and the cold weather that was recorded at the end of the month. In November 2023, Europe experienced a 4% year-on-year decline in gas production, culminating in an overall output of 15.8 BCM. This decrease was predominantly due to lower production levels in the Netherlands and the UK. Conversely, in December 2023, the 7 key shale gas-producing regions in the US recorded a 3.1% increase in year-on-year production, reaching a total of 87 BCM. In November 2023, China recorded a 6% year-on-year growth in gas production, reaching a total of 20 BCM. From January to November of the same year, the cumulative gas production also saw a 6% increase from the previous year, totaling 210 BCM. In terms of new discoveries, in November 2023, approximately 150 million barrels of oil equivalent of hydrocarbon volumes were discovered, with gas amounting to 10 BCM. The cumulative volume of discoveries in the period January to November 2023 reached 4.4 billion barrels of oil equivalent, compared to discovered volumes of 6.2 billion barrels of oil equivalent for the same period in 2022. PNG imports to the EU have remained at a stable level in Q4 2023. In December, the EU imported 14 BCM of PNG, a 1% decline from the volume recorded in the previous month, and 8% less than was imported 1 year ago. Norway's PNG exports to Germany, France and Belgium increased by 17%, 8% and 4% month-on-month respectively. There were 0.6 BCM of net PNG flows from the UK to Europe in December. In November 2023, China imported 5.6 BCM of PNG, which was an increase of 15% month-on-month and 7% higher year-on-year. Global LNG imports increased by 2.8% year-on-year, reaching a historic peak of 38.7 million tons. The notable surge in global LNG imports was fueled by robust demand in Asia, with substantial contributions from China, India, South Korea, Taiwan and Thailand. In contrast, LNG imports in other regions, particularly Europe, experienced a decline. France, Spain and the UK played significant roles in the decrease in European LNG imports. The weakened LNG imports in Europe can be attributed to reduced gas consumption, elevated gas storage levels and a widening spot LNG price difference between Asia-Pacific and Europe. Meanwhile, global LNG exports expanded by 5.3% year-on-year to a record 37.5 million tons, driven by increased exports from key players such as Qatar, Russia, the United Arab Emirates and the United States. The net gas withdrawal season is underway in the EU, and the average daily volume of gas in storage in December 2023 decreased to 94 BCM or 89% filled capacity. Compared with 1 year ago, there were 5 BCM more gas in storage than in December 2022, and 13 BCM more gas in storage than the 5-year average for the month. In Japan and South Korea, storage levels in December fell by 1% month-on-month to an estimated 13.2 BCM. Similar to the EU countries, the US also commenced its gas withdrawal season in December, with the average daily volume of gas in storage falling to 102 BCM, which was 10 BCM high year-on-year, and represents 76% of capacity. Gas and LNG spot prices in Europe and Asia experienced a notable decline following a 4-month period of increasing trends. The downward trend in spot prices can be primarily attributed to bearish market fundamentals. Mild winter temperatures led to subdued demand, while robust LNG supplies and high storage levels in both regions further contributed to the decrease. The average TTF spot price stood at $11 per MMBTU, reflecting a sharp decline of 18% month-on-month. In addition, the average Northeast Asia spot LNG price experienced a 16% month-on-month decrease, reaching $13 per MMBTU. In the upcoming months, the trajectory of spot prices is expected to be heavily influenced by weather conditions. Thank you for watching this short video presentation on the December 2023 edition of the GECF Monthly Gas Market Report. We invite you to download the full report from our website, or you can scan the QR code.